Hi, Matt with etrailer. If you're looking for a way to stabilize your trailer, but you want something that's going to be affordable and just really simple to use, then the Stromberg Carlson is going to be a great jack for you. So let's check it out. So this is going to be great for anyone who is going off camping on some uneven terrains with you and your RV. This is going to help stabilize everything so you can sleep a little bit more comfortably at night. But here at etrailer, if you do decide to go with this, we'd love to see what type of areas you're using it in. So send us a picture or leave us a review how you're using it. Today I'm mainly going to be focusing on how it's going to be like to actually use this. Then I'll go over my final thoughts about it, and then I'll show you how to install it. So let's jump right into using it. So you are going to get this bit that is able to be used with a drill. It isn't going to come with a manual crank, but most people are going to have one of those on hand. If you don't already, you can actually find one of those on our website. But using it so far, it feels fairly smooth. We just put it in the up position. And that's something I will say, if you don't have a very strong drill or you don't have it in the higher position, then sometimes it won't move if you already have some pressure on it. But now that I've kind of put in a stronger mode, it moves just fine. And this actually moves fairly quick. In no time, this has already been in the all the way retracted position. And you're going to have you're going to have a maximum and you're going to have a minimum. The minimum here is going to be 5 inches from your frame where you mount it up to, and then the maximum position that it's going to be stretched out is going to be 30 inches. So you're going to have a fair amount of travel with this. And let's see that in action one more time. That moves fairly easy. Now let's talk about how our foot is sitting in place. And what I like about these bow tie feet are that they're fairly large for the most part. Now you are going to be missing out on a little bit of what's in front of it. So if you're on some more rocky terrains, this can be a little bit finicky sometimes. If you do need to swap this out, this is really easy. All you gotta do is remove these bolts and nuts at the bottom and put a new one on here. And you are gonna get a few things with this kit. Besides this adapter here, you are gonna get 2 jacks, so you can maintain either the front or back of your RV. If you need 4, you can just get another kit from our website, since these are a little bit more affordable. And you are going to get some hardware so you can mount it to your RV. That's kind of nice that they do make that process a little bit easier compared to some of the other kits I have seen around. In my opinion, I think this is going to be a solid choice for most people who just need that extra stabilization, because we are going to get a lot of travel with this jack here. The only things I do wish this had was a actual manual attachment, so if my drill's not working at that time or if it's dead, I can just manually lift it up. But chances are you're probably already going to have one on hand. Now when it comes to the installation, it's actually a fairly simple process. If you're curious to see what this process looks like, just stay tuned, we'll walk you through it. To begin the installation, what I'm going to do is find a good spot to place our jack. So all you have to do is come over here to the side and just kind of mark things out. So if I'm going to place it, I know somewhere in this general area, I want to make sure when this sits up there, this is going to sit up there flush and nothing's going to get in the way. You also want to find a point where when you're drilling through here, you want to make sure you're not going to go into anything vital, like any wiring or anything like that. Now, if we're actually marking out where we're going to drill, there's a couple ways of doing that, but make sure before you do any drilling that you have your trailer chalked up so it's not going to move around on you. But when you are ready to start drilling, what I'm going to do is there's 2 ways of doing this. You can put this in the area where you want this to sit, and you can grab some clamps and clamp it into place like that. You could do it that way, or if you have a friend on hand, they can actually come by and hold this up as you mark it into place. But before I do that, I'm just going to extend this all the way to make sure it is going to make ground contact. This is what mine's looking at right now, and I still got some room to even travel up, so I know this is going to be in a good spot. So once you're done with that, just get this out of your way for the time being. There we go. And I could actually show you a mark I already made, because we already drilled out one spot over here, right here, And then right over on this side, I have my other mark. So this is going to let me know where I need to drill now. But it's going to be the same drilling process on either side. Grab a 1/8 inch bit. We'll drill that hole through. Once that's done, we'll go to a 5/16. And once that's done, you have the option to enlarging that hole to work with any type of bolt you have. Now, if you're not going to be using any type of bolt and nut, this kit is going to come with some self-tappers, so you can use those instead. I'm going to be using bolts today, and if you're going to be doing that too, you might need to enlarge the holes a little bit more. If you're just using the screws, you can just screw this up into place. But the way this process is going to look is with the bolts, I'm going to grab a bolt, a flat washer, and a split washer, put that through the opening, and you could do this one of two ways. You could just kind of hold this up there, or you could jack it all the way up and have it stand that way. Sometimes it might kind of pivot on you, it might be a little bit awkward still, so you can still just do it like this. Match it up with that hole. And then we're just going to get it started on one side. Once it's started on one side, we're going to do the same on the other. When you're ready, you can tighten everything down. And if you are going to be using those screws, they will say the size socket that you need in your instructions. Just make sure you have a wrench on the very top to hold it down tight. And once one side is done, we can do the same to the other. And you are going to have 4 holes that you can use, so I recommend putting 4 up here. Once you have all those bolts or your screws tightened down, torqued down the spec, you should be good to go. And I can actually check if this is going to work properly. There we have it. That works pretty smoothly. And from there, you can repeat that same process on the other side. But other than that, that'll pretty much do it for the installation. And of course, if you guys have any other questions, let us know here at eTrailer. And again, I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.